If you think you need 3 lights, RGB tubes, and a $5,000 setup to make interesting portraits, I'm going to prove you wrong in this video. Today I'm using one light and one subject, and I'm going to be moving that light around and showing you how positioning that light in different angles can help create different looks. It's a pretty simple setup. I'm using a Westcott FJ400 version 2 along with the Manny Ortiz 36-inch beauty dish. It's nothing crazy, it's nothing fancy. I'm shooting on an old 5D Mark IV. The magic is in where the light goes. With this first look, you place the light directly in front of the subject, slightly above eye level and angled downward towards the face. And this is your classic beauty or commercial look. You get soft shadows, even skin tones, and it's great for things like fashion or headshots, even branding. Generally speaking, you can't go wrong with a look like this. Now, if I move the light about 45 degrees off its axis, you'll see how the shadows start to take shape on the opposite side of the subject's face. Now we're talking depth and mood. This is where your portraits start to look intentional rather than just lit. Now with any of these looks, you can add a reflector to fill in some of those shadows that you're going to get on the opposite side of the light source. And while technically that does count as a second source of light, you can also think about it as in you can just pull up a white t-shirt from your dresser and hold it up next to the subject and it's going to work just the same. But it's also a different look. If you keep those shadows, you're getting more drama, more depth, and it could work better for your final image depending on the context of what you're shooting. That being said, I will say if you notice the background seems to fall slightly into darkness. We are shooting on a white background, but it looks very moody and gray behind the subject. If you pull that light further away from the subject, the background actually becomes brighter. Which I know seems counterintuitive, but there is a principle of light called the inverse square law that I'm not going to get into right now. But essentially what it means is that the distance of the light to the subject relative to the background can help you shape the way your final image is going to look, not always in the way you think it might. I'd like to make a video about inverse square law actually, but that's so inside baseball. It's very scientific. It's not really the type of content that I put out there, but if anybody's interested in something like that, then maybe I'll do it. So drop a comment down below. Now, if I push that light even further to the side of the subject, that shadow side of the face falls completely into darkness. And it's a very dramatic, very intense looking light setup, commonly known as split lighting. But if you have that subject turn slightly towards the camera with the shadow side actually facing the camera so that the light is coming up on the short side of the face, then that would be known as short lighting. So even the positioning of the subject relative to the light will change the way the light actually looks in the final image. Keeping in mind, we're still just using one light and one modifier. We're not doing anything crazy here, other than maybe throwing in a reflector here and there. Just notice how positioning that light in different positions around the subject can really enhance the emotion that you're trying to portray. For this next one, actually, I'm going to change the light that I'm using only because it's a little heavy and I feel more comfortable using a smaller light source for this. I'm using an FJ200, so not too dissimilar from the other one. And then I'm going to also switch out to a smaller 26-inch softbox. I'm going to put that light on a C-stand directly above the subject facing straight down. With a lighting setup like this, you're getting strong shadows, especially underneath the eyes, the cheekbones, the jawline, which can be very intentional. But again, by adding a small reflector, anything reflective really, you can bring up some of those shadows and really enhance the look of the image, making it seem more editorial and cinematic. It's not a very forgiving light setup, but when executed properly, it is very powerful. All that being said, here's a takeaway. Lighting isn't about how many lights you have. It's about understanding the direction of the lighting. Because if you can master using just one light, you can walk into any scenario, any studio, any situation, and just make it work. Now, if this video helped you see lighting even a little bit differently, then consider hitting that like button, maybe subscribe. And if you're looking for more real world photography, not gear hype or trends, stay tuned for the next video.